There is one referee in world football under whom Lionel Messi has never lost. Not once. 5 matches, 5 wins for his teams, 0 defeats, 0 draws. And 48 hours ago, FIFA handed him the biggest game of the tournament. England against Argentina. A place in the World Cup final on the line. Argentina won, 2-1. And now half the internet isn't talking about the football. They're asking whether the result can even be trusted. Let's get into it. His name is Ismail Elfath, 44 years old, born in Casablanca, Morocco, before emigrating to the United States as a teenager and building his entire officiating career from the ground up in American soccer. He's a 2-time MLS Referee of the Year, a FIFA-listed referee since 2016, and one of the most respected officials to come out of North American football. This tournament alone, he'd already taken charge of a Japan-Netherlands draw in the group stage, Spain's win over Uruguay, and Norway's stunning upset of Brazil in the round of 16. On paper, this is a serious, credible, experienced official. Nobody questions his competence. But paper isn't what people were looking at. They were looking at the record. Every match Messi's teams have played, with Elfath involved in any capacity, 5 of them, has ended the same way. A win. He was the 4th official the night Argentina beat France on penalties in the 2022 final. He was the referee for Inter Miami's League's Cup title, a game Messi himself scored in. He's taken charge of Inter Miami League fixtures since, every single one a win. Added up, and Argentina simply does not lose when this man is anywhere near the pitch. So when FIFA placed him in the middle of the semi-final, the reaction wasn't excitement. It was suspicion. Instant, loud, and impossible to ignore. Because this didn't land in a vacuum. It landed on top of a tournament Argentina had already been accused of coasting through on favorable calls. Egypt filed a formal complaint after a disallowed goal and an ignored penalty shout during the group stage. Switzerland watched a yellow card get upgraded to red on video review, in a knockout match that turned entirely on that single decision. By the time the semi-final draw put Argentina in front of England, there was already a narrative simmering that the defending champions were being guided, gently but unmistakably, toward the final. Fans didn't need much encouragement to connect the dots. FIFA hands the champions their perfect referee, and the champions go through. To a lot of people watching, that's not coincidence. That's a script. And then the whistle blew, and the football happened anyway. England had their moments. Jude Bellingham caused problems all night, driving at the Argentine backline with the kind of urgency that had England fans believing. Harry Kane got his goal, a real one, the product of a real chance. For a stretch, it looked like the pre-match odds favoring England might actually hold. But Argentina found 2, closed the game out with the composure of a team that has done this before on the biggest stages, and walked off toward a final against Spain. A chance to become the first nation since Brazil in 1962 to win back-to-back World Cup titles. No red card storm, no last-minute penalty controversy, no moment where Elfath's whistle became the headline instead of the football itself, which, depending on who you ask, either proves nothing happened or proves the fix didn't need to be obvious to work. Here's the part worth slowing down for, though. Because the easy version of this story isn't the honest one, and putting it plainly matters more than getting more views out of a conspiracy. Elfath's role as 4th official in 2022 barely counts as evidence of anything. That job doesn't touch a single decision on the pitch. No whistle, no cards, no VAR calls. It's administrative. And Inter Miami is a trophy-chasing club stacked with talent that wins most weeks regardless of who's holding the whistle. 5 matches under one referee isn't a pattern with any real statistical weight behind it. It's a small sample size wearing a conspiracy costume, dressed up to look bigger than it is. There's also a detail almost nobody shouting "fix" online seems to know, and it's the single most important fact in this entire story. FIFA's own regulations bar English and Argentine referees from working an England-Argentina match. Full stop. It's a Falklands-era conflict of interest rule that's been sitting on the books for years, written specifically to keep officials from either nation away from fixtures between the two countries. That single rule knocked out England's most senior, most experienced referees before FIFA even opened the shortlist. Whoever came out of the remaining pool of neutral officials was always going to have some link to one side or the other. Some connection a screenshot could turn into a scandal. Elfath wasn't hand-picked, because he's Messi's good luck charm. He was one of a shrinking handful of eligible names left once the obvious candidates were disqualified by a decades-old rule most fans have never heard of. So what's the actual failure here? Not corruption. Judgment. FIFA knew exactly how loud the noise around Argentina already was this tournament. They knew about Egypt's complaint. They knew about the Switzerland game. They knew the internet was already primed to see a conspiracy in anything that broke Argentina's way. And they still handed the highest-profile match of the semifinals to the one eligible referee with a headline-ready stat attached to his name, without seeming to weigh how that would land. That's not proof of a fix. It's proof FIFA stopped thinking about optics at the exact moment optics mattered most. And now a result that might be completely clean is going to get picked apart by millions of people who'd already made up their minds before a ball was kicked. Because that's the real cost here. Argentina earned a final on the pitch against a good England side that had its moments and simply didn't have enough of them. Messi is one win away from the ending the entire football world has been writing since this tournament began. A second consecutive World Cup, something no player has done in over 60 years. And instead of talking about the football, about Bellingham's runs or Kane's finish or Argentina's composure under pressure, a huge chunk of the internet is talking about the man who blew the whistle, a serious, respected official who by every account had a quiet, unremarkable night doing his job. So here's the question heading into Sunday. Was Wednesday just football deciding itself the way football usually does, two good teams and one moment of quality that separated them? Or did the controversy already do its job before a single ball was kicked, coloring how millions of people would see a result, no matter how clean it actually was? Drop your verdict below. I'll see you before Sunday's final.